Hello everyone, Jaime Mantilla here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to learn how to code fast in 4 steps, okay? Step number 1, you need to come here. I'm going to leave the link below to Code Fast by Mark Liu. This is Mark Liu. Just make sure to follow on YouTube. So this is his content, and he's an entrepreneur, solopreneur that has built over 27 SaaS applications. So that's number 1. Here's the timeline. In 14 days, you should be able to have your app launch in the market. Of course, that depends on you, how difficult the app is, but that's step number 1. He has every single step and details within the modules. Step number 2. Actually, this is an application before that. This is an application that I'm building right now. It is an AI role play for sales representative. So you actually can select who you want to talk to, a sales rep, either male or female. And if you're the sales rep, you can actually talk to the AI to get feedback on objections, to get feedback on a role play scenario where you are the prospect and the AI is the sales representative. So that is something that I'm working on right now, okay? Step number 2, it is you need to download cursor.com, which is where you're going to organize the code, and you would be able to organize the code and write code without having to write any line of code, just natural language. You would talk to the AI, and the AI will create the code for you, okay? He will give you access, once you get into the course, he will give you access to this repo, which is known as a boilerplate, which is more of a template of an application. And I'm going to walk you through how to download it, how to clone it, and just create a sample landing page that he has in the documentation. That way you can see that happen. Okay, so that's step number 2. Step number 2, yeah. So now we're going to go ahead and clone it. So I'm going to open up my Cursor AI. I'm going to come here and say, I'm going to copy. I'm going to do git clone. So pretty much open up a directory in your local machine, whatever you want to clone these repos. So I'm just going to say clone, and then I'm going to paste that URL from this repo, and I'm going to call it code fast. Okay. I'm going to click enter, and it's going to create a folder with that name. So I'm going to do cd code fast. And then if I do ls, it's going to list every single item on that directory. And I'm going to go ahead and open it here in my folders. I'm going to go to my repos, and I see this one, code fast. And you'll see that now I have the boilerplate or the template of the application that we're trying to build. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move that on this side. And then I'm going to go to the next step, which is the documentation, which again, everything is within the course. You have every single thing. If you don't know anything, you will know something by the 14th day of however fast you want to go through the application. It is very detailed, and the course, every video is like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes, depending on the complexity of the topic. But again, he keeps it very, very short and sweet and straight to the point. So again, I'm not going to go into the details because I want to keep this video short and I want to stay within the steps. So now that you're here in the documentation, this is what we did. So it's git clone, and I did that and I gave it a name. Now I cd into the folder that I created. Okay, now I need to do install npm install, which is going to install all the dependencies. So in my Cursor AI, I'm just going to I can come here at the top and say terminal, which is going to open up a new terminal. I'm going to close it, or I could do Control Shift and the tilde, and it's going to open that up. So I'm just going to go ahead and say npm install, which is going to go ahead and do its thing. Okay. And while it does that, I'm going to go ahead and go here to the next step. So this env example needs to be changed to env local, which is this one here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste. Then I'm going to rename it to env local. Okay. That's where I'm going to save my credentials whenever I'm ready to launch it. Okay. So in the meantime, it is going to go ahead and create the dependencies. He gives you the explanation of the structure of the project. So you have the app API, the components. So you have app, the components, you have the models, you have the libs, right? So it explains what every single thing is, the configuration file. So it is where you configure your app, each key in the document, environment file. This is where you add all the keys. Let's say if you're calling ChatGPT or any AI, if you're interacting with any AI application, then you need a key, which is going to allow you to authenticate and be identified that you have this key so that you can interact with the application. And that's pretty much it, okay? So now that everything is updated, I'm going to go ahead and here to click in this tutorial. So it says get remote. So that's my next step. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. So I'm just going to do this, copy and paste. And it may give me an error because I'm missing maybe some keys, but that's no big deal. So git remote remove origin. And then I'm going to run this command, and that is for me to be able to run the application. So just give it a second here. I'm going to click on this localhost 3000, which is compiling the application, making sure that everything is working as expected. You may see some errors, and that is expected most of the time because, again, you just run an application from the beginning, but then you can actually use Composer. If you go here at the top, you're going to have the chat and you have the Composer. I would maximize the screen, but right now I want to show you side by side. But here on the Composer, you're going to be able to type natural language what you need the application to do. You can tell it, hey, go ahead and modify these files or check the code base, making sure that everything you're familiarized with this. And I want to make these changes. So you just explain it. You break down the task and break down everything that you have in your head of what you want to build. And that's how you're going to communicate back and forth. You can actually see many videos that I've created just building applications. But again, in this course, you will be able to see everything that you need to know in order for you to launch the application. So as you can see, the application is up and running. And then on the next step, he actually gives you a boilerplate, or a template of what a landing page should look like whenever you're going to launch your SaaS or your own application. So it says ship in 5 minutes. Let's get your start in front of customers in 5 minutes. We're building a beautiful landing page and adding forms to collect emails for a waiting list. Finish this tutorial to be featured on your homepage. So this is step number 1. If you haven't already, you get started. I already got started and I have the application up and running. And then all he's telling me here is delete everything on app, page, JS, and paste this. So I'm going to click. That's to copy that. I'm going to go to apps, right? And then I'm going to go to page JS. In this case is page TSX because I'm using TypeScript, not JavaScript. So 1 second here. So that's that one. Yep, code fast pack. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all and then save. So I'm going to go back here to my landing page. I'm going to click refresh, see what it does. Hopefully everything is okay. Am I in the right page? So page.tx, okay. And that's it. All right. So as you can see, now I have a landing page to launch my app. So all you have to do is replace, the logo. You can actually change the menu items. You can actually change the text. You can, change the reviews, change the images, change this text. But again, it has everything that you need. It has a pricing section. It has a frequently asked section. It has a CTA for, depending on, or what you're building, if it's a course or if it's a SaaS or whatever you're building. But again, it has everything that you need. And it took me, right now it's been 10 minutes. So it's less than 10 minutes while I gave the introduction and things like that. But again, I'm going to add the link in the description. That way you can check it out. He has a community. He has, great examples. The course, again, is A through C to the T, straight to the point. You're not going to waste any time, and you will be able to build something like this, get familiar with coding, and actually start building with AI. In this case, cursor.com will give you the possibility to start writing code without actually having to write code, just giving it natural language instructions in English. So if you know how to type, this would be for you, okay? If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thank you.